What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Real GP Zerker Edition. If you are new to this series, I'm going through and killing a bunch of different NPCs for 20 hours each. All of these NPCs and the weapon styles were voted on by the viewers, so we can see what kind of GP that you can make on your mid-level accounts. In this episode, we are going to be checking out the Dust Devils, and these are going to be the ones located in the Catacombs of Karen because their loot table is much better than the ones you would find in the Smoke Dungeon. First up, we're going to check out some combat stats of the Dust Devils. As I just said, these Dust Devils loot table is better than the ones you'll find in the Smoke Dungeon, so they actually are also a little bit stronger. As for their combat stats, they do have 130 HP, so tons of XP you're going to get from killing each one. Level 120 attack, 90 strength, and level 40 defense. So low defense means fast XP. As for their defensive stats, +0 all across the board. So it's not really going to matter which weapon you use here, as long as it is your best and it is your best bonus weapon. Additionally, you will want to keep in mind that you will need a Slayer level of at least level 65 to do damage to the Dust Devils. Along with this, you will also need to wear some sort of face protection. You will need either the face mask or a completed Slayer helmet. If you do not have that, they will severely lower your stats very quickly and do a lot of damage to you. As for this variant of Dust Devil's drop table, the average Dust Devil kill is worth somewhere around 2900 GP at the time of this video. The average Dust Devil kill while you're on a Konar task jumps up to around 4000, and this is because of the Brimstone keys that they drop. As for the weapons and armor, lots of alchable stuff here, so you're definitely going to want to bring your fire and nature runes just so you can get rid of this, keep your inventory clean, and watch that cash stack build up. The only thing here on this table you will not want to alch is going to be the dragon chain body. If you do happen to get one of those, I would go ahead and sell it. As for runes and ammunition, they drop a ton of elemental runes, dust, earth, fire, and another fire rune drop, so it all depends. Chaos and soul runes as well, and some rune arrows. They do drop herbs, 8 in 128 chance of rolling the herb drop table, so if you do have a herb sack, I would bring it with you. It can add up over time. As for the other drops, they do drop coins quite frequently, 1 in 4. Mithril bars, adamant bars, and kebabs. In case you need it, they do drop a little bit of food to sustain yourself while you're there. Moving into the gear and inventory setup for this video. First thing, obviously, I'm using a Slayer helmet because, as I mentioned earlier, you will need some sort of face protection from the Dust Devil, so Slayer helmet it is. I'm using a Fire Cape, an Amulet of Fury, a Bendos Blessing, but any blessing will do. Chosen weapon is the Dragon Scimitar for this episode. Offhand is going to be the Rune Defender, Proselyte Plate Body and Legs, Barrow's Gloves, Rune Boots, and a Berserker's Ring imbued. Over in the inventory, 2 Super Combat Potions, and 12 prayer potions. This particular setup here allowed me to stay for about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes at a time. 10 house teleports to get myself there and back when I'm done with the trip. And in my rune pouch, nature and fire runes for high level alchemy. Next up, we can start to jump into the statistics of this video. For the Dust Devils, I did end up killing 2,671 of them through the normal 20 hours that I spend on these videos. As for the 20 hours, I ended up averaging 133.55 kills per hour. So really not that bad on a mid-level account. That is a decent amount of experience per hour for training combat, but we'll get into that in a little while. So from those 2,671 Dust Devils, what we see on the screen now is what I managed to accumulate in the 20 hours. 4.26 million GP in cash, that's from the cash drops and alching. 63,000 earth runes, 64,000 fires, 43,000 dust runes, 13,000 chaos runes, and almost 3,000 soul runes. I did get lucky enough to grab a dragon chain body as well. That is a 1 in 32,000 drop rate, so don't see those very often, but I did manage to grab one. 610 mithril bars, 60 adamant bars, 1,164 rune arrows, a couple of tooth halves, 4 loop halves, and I did only pick up Renars for this video, 32 of those. Total guide price, 7,488,145 GP. Now, since I am on my mid-level account, I was praying melee the entire time I was at the Dust Devil, so obviously I am using prayer potions in my supplies. I also use super combat potions because I don't feel like taking super attack and strength, and to save on a little bit of inventory space should I need it. So, prayer potions and super combat potions. As for my supply costs throughout the 20 hours, 1.76 million GP. Subtracting this from my gross profit value is going to be 5.72 million GP total profit, which brings my profit per hour to 286,000 GP. And as always, I did keep track of the experience rates. The voted weapon for the Dust Devils was the Dragon Scimitar. I ended up accumulating 1,388,920 strength XP throughout the 20 hours. I averaged 69,446 strength XP per hour at the Dust Devils. That is really, really good, especially for not being on a Slayer task. So to close out this video with my final thoughts, what do we think about the Dust Devils? Well, the Dust Devils are actually very pleasing to kill. If you're in the Catacombs of Karen, there is a smaller area with 5 of them where you can aggro all 5 of them and pretty much go AFK for a couple of minutes. So using that method and getting almost 70,000 combat XP per hour, that's a really good AFK experience, especially on a mid-level account that is comparable to Nightmare Zone, even with a bunch of quests done. So 70k XP per hour, nothing to turn up your nose at. As for the money per hour, obviously not that good. It would take you around 4 hours to make just 1 million GP here. So as for the money side of it, I'm going to say not really worth it to camp. But as for the experience side, if you are looking for some decent AFK experience while still turning at least a little bit of a profit, Dust Devils can definitely be on your radar. One more thing I will mention here is for Iron Men. If they are looking for a surplus of Earth, Fire, or Dust runes, this is definitely the place to come. You can accumulate a large amount of those runes in a very short amount of time. So everybody, that is going to wrap up the Real GP Zerker Edition episode of the Dust Devils. I want to thank you all for watching and supporting this series. As always, thank you guys for all of you that voted in the polls to see what kind of NPCs and weapons I'd be using in this series. So that is going to wrap this one up. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up down below. They really do help the video's popularity. And if you haven't done so yet, tap that subscribe button on your way out. All of your support means a ton to me. Thank you again for watching. I will see you guys on the next video. Take it easy, everybody.